Yes, good morning, children. This is Venugopal for Little Hearts Publications. In the previous class, we stopped the story, The Mystery of the Missing Cow. In page number 50, we stopped. Now, let us go to the last page of the lesson, page number 51 in the textbook, and then we discuss the exercises given at the end of the lesson. His mother gave him an angry look. Why? Phew! I had warned you. I knew it would happen. Gopal, I told you already, I had warned you that everybody in the village is talking about Nandini only. She has grown so beautiful. She was angry now with Gopal. I knew it would happen. You are so careless. Anyone could have driven Nandini to his home. See, Gopal, you are very careless. Somebody, any person could have taken Nandini to his home and tied it over there. Now, no more fooling about. Come home with me. Okay, there is no meaning of this searching for the cow there, now the calf in the forest, now in this night, in the darkness. Let us go home. Tomorrow we will search. Come home with me. Gopal was very sad. He didn't know how he reached home. But Gopal felt very sad. He didn't even know how he reached home. He was very much sad and disappointed. His mind was occupied with the whereabouts of Nandini. His mind was now completely filled with the same thought. What happened to Nandini? Where had Nandini gone? What had happened to Nandini? Where is she now? It was pitch dark all around. Pitch dark means thick dark. Completely dark there outside. So he went on thinking, where is she now? What had happened to Nandini? That night he didn't sleep because he loved Nandini so much. And Nandini also liked Gopal very much. The next day, early in the morning, he rushed out of his house in search of Nandini. Early morning, only next morning, he woke up. And he rushed out of his house in search of Nandini. That means he was waiting for the day to break. He was waiting for the sunrise. The moment it became light enough, he ran out of his house and went into the forest in search of Nandini. He did not even take his food. See how much he loved Nandini. He even forgot to take food before going into the forest. The determination to trace her was writ large on his face. That means there was the determination on his face to trace Nandini at any cost. Was writ large on his face means what? He was so much determined that could be seen there on his face. Whatever might happen, I must trace Nandini and then take her home. Till then I will not go back again. Like that, the determination could be seen there on his face. He asked all those he met on the way whether they had seen Nandini. And on the way to the forest, he met several people and he asked everybody, have you seen my calf Nandini? But no one had seen her. Everybody was saying, no, we have not seen. They were equally sad. Those people also were equally sad. Why? Because Nandini was such a beautiful calf. They were equally sad when they knew that it went missing. He went into the forest and called for her, but it was of no use. He went into the forest now, deep into the forest, and started calling out for her in the loudest of voice. He wandered far and wide. He started moving far and wide in the forest. Then an idea struck him. Then an idea got him. He took out his flute and started playing on it. Because whenever he played the flute, Nandini, if it was nearby, she would come running to him. So he immediately took out the flute and started playing it. If she was in any house, she would readily respond. If at all, as his mother had guessed that Nandini might have been caught by somebody there in their house, if it is nearby house, it would definitely respond. By shaking its head, automatically the jingle bells which were tied around her neck would start making the noise. If she was in any house, she would readily respond. Again he took a round. He went up to the far end of the village. Then he went to the far end of the village. While passing by a house, he stopped. There was a house at the far end of the village. He stopped there. He heard the tinkling of bells. When he was walking past the house there at the end of the village, he felt as if he had heard the jingling noise of the bells that were tied around Nandini's neck. From where did the sound come? The house before which he stopped was near a siding in the forest. There was a slide there in the forest, and that house was very near to the siding. That was a lonely house. There was no house nearby around. He knew that it belonged to a strange man who stayed there all alone. And Gopal knew that that particular house belonged to a strange man. Who stayed there all alone. Only one alone he was staying there. There was nobody with him in that house other than that strange man. Very soon a man emerged from the house. After some time, very soon, when Gopal reached there, a man came out of the house. Emerged from means came out. Gopal hid behind a tree. What did Gopal do on seeing the man? He hid behind a tree. The man was going in the opposite direction. Gopal was here and the man started walking in the opposite direction there to the other side. He was walking fast through a footpath which led to another village beyond the forest. And there was a footpath and he was walking, that a stranger was walking fast through a footpath which led to another village beyond the forest. On the other side of the forest there was another village and this man was walking along the footpath towards that village very quickly, very fast. That gave him some courage. Means when he saw that the man moving away, Gopal got some courage. He waited for some time. He waited there for some time so that the stranger completely disappeared from his view. He could see the man at a distance now. There was a small stream on his way. Now the man he could see at a distance. On the way there was a small stream and the stranger crossed that stream and was out of sight. The stranger walked across the stream and went out of sight. Now Gopal could not see him at all. He went beyond the forest. Stealthily means secretly. Gopal walked to the back of the house. Slowly, secretly, he went back to the house, to the back of the house, the stranger's house. There he saw the sad sight of Nandini tied to a pole. When he went back, he could see Nandini there, sad sight of Nandini. And Nandini was tied to a pole already. He called her. She moved faintly in reply. M-O-O, moo is the noise made by a cow generally. She moved faintly, means very weakly in reply. Tears rolled down her eyes when she saw Gopal. And when Nandini saw Gopal, tears started rolling down her cheeks, her eyes. She looked very weak. And Nandini was looking very weak. Why? Someone had muzzled her. Means someone had imposed silence upon her. Means someone had tied her mouth so that she would not make any noise. Someone had muzzled her. Gopal pulled out the pole with all his might. Might means strength. Gopal pulled the pole to which Nandini was tied with all his might, with all his strength. Holding the rope, he ran for his life with Nandini following him until they reached home safe. And holding the rope with which Nandini was tied to the pole, he ran for his life. Means what? He ran very fast with Nandini following him until they reached the home safe. Okay, children, with that we come to the end of the lesson. Now we are going to discuss the task for summative assessment. Task for summative assessment. Yes, children, now look at the questions given under what have you understood in page number 52. Under task for summative assessment, there are some questions given under A, small a bit. Question number 1, where did Gopal and his mother live? Gopal and his mother lived in a small village. In a small house in a village. How did they earn their livelihood? They earned their livelihood by selling milk. Like that, you have tried the answer. Gopal and his mother lived in a small house in a village. How did they earn their livelihood? They earned their livelihood means income by selling milk. Like that, you have tried the answers, children. Okay, if you look at the textbook, you read the lesson, you can answer that. Question number 2, describe the relationship between Nandini and Gopal. How closely, how much they love each other. Describe the relationship between Nandini. Gopal was very fond of Nandini. Every morning he took her to the jungle for grazing. Whenever he called her, she used to come to him. Only after he fed her would he take the mother cow for grazing. Nandini always followed Gopal wherever he went. Like that, there was such a relationship between Gopal and Nandini. Okay, children. Number 3, question number 3, what were the qualities of Nandini as mentioned in the text? What were the qualities of Nandini? Nandini was quite friendly. She was beautiful. She recognized Gopal's friends. These are some of the qualities of Nandini as mentioned there in the text. Question number 4, what caution did mother give Gopal about Nandini? What caution means what? Gopal's mother told him that Nandini had become the talk of the village, so he should be careful, and he also warned her not to allow Nandini to stray away and always watch her movements. Like that, Gopal's mother cautioned him. Question number 5, Nandini, go as far as you please, but come back when I call you. Who said these words? These words are said by Gopal. Gopal said these words. What happened after? Nandini started running fast and very soon disappeared from his view. Number 6, Gopal was very sad. Why? Gopal was very sad because his calf Nandini went missing in the forest. Even when he played the flute also, she did not return. Question number 7, where did Gopal finally find Nandini? Gopal finally found Nandini at the back of a house which is at the far end of the village, tied to a pole. That house belonged to a stranger who was living alone there in that house. Now in B bit, complete the following sentences with the words or phrases from the text. Either words or phrases you can take it from the textbook, from the lesson, and fill in the blanks here. First one, every morning he took her to the jungle for what? For grazing. First, what should you write there, children? Grazing. Number 2, Nandini always dashed Gopal wherever he went. Followed. Nandini always followed Gopal wherever he went. You can see, look at the textbook and you can find out these words or phrases that you want to fill. Number 3, Gopal was proud to dash such a nice calf. Was proud to possess. 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 Means own. O-W-N. Number 4, you know how much I dash her. I love her. I shall be very careful. Like that he said. Number 5, the dash was beautiful that day. The sunset was beautiful that day. Number 6, his voice was so dashed that it dashed in the hills His voice was so dash so loud that it echoed in the forest, in the hills. Number 7, the determination to trace her was writ large on his face. Writ large on his face. That's the last blank. Now there is a matching exercise, children. Look at that. Whenever he called her, she used to come to him. First one is C. In the matching exercise, first answer is C. When Gopal played his flute, he forgot everything. That is F. On his return, Gopal took his food, had a nap and set off for the jungle with Nandini. A. Third one. When the burning torch came near, he could see his mother's face. E. The house before which he stopped was near a siding in the forest. D. Holding the rope, he ran for his life with Nandini following him until they reached home safe. B. These are the answers for the matching exercise, children. You see, we will be sending you all the key for all these questions and other items there, exercises through the WhatsApp. You need not worry about that. Look at B, language use, the grammar part. A, would, habitual action in the past. Whenever she saw them, she would shake her head. When let loose, she would go far away into the jungle. So, when you use the word would followed by V1 form of the verb, it is used to refer to a past habit. She would shake her head. She would go far away into the jungle. Now take the habitual actions in the past in the sentences given below. Only after he fed her would he take the mother cow for grazing. That's what you have to underline there, children. Tick that one. Tick the habitual actions. Only after he fed her would he take the mother cow for grazing. Number 2, every morning he took her to the jungle for grazing. Whenever he called her, she used to come to him. Third one also you have to tick. First one you have to tick. Number 4, he showed him the reed out of which flutes are made. You need not take that one. It is not a habitual action. Number 5, he used to fill the forest with his music. Used to refer to habitual past action. So it is you have to tick. Fifth one. That night he didn't sleep, but it is not a habitual action, so you should not tick it. Now complete the following sentences with the words given in the help box. In the yellow box, children, you can see there are 7 words given, 7 prepositions. You have to fill in the blanks there with these words. The boy took the cows to the jungle for grazing. First one we have to write for. Second sentence, the poor cow was tied to a pole, TO2. Number 3, Raju is fond of sweets. Fond is always followed by OF of. Number 4, he shouted dash the top of his voice, at the top of his voice, but no reply was forthcoming. Number 5, they earned their livelihood by selling milk, by. Number 6, he went deep into the forest in search of the cow. Number 7, the man was going in the opposite direction. Okay, children, like that you have to fill in the blanks there. See word now. Vocabulary. Look at the sentences given there. Always watch her movements. Is your watch working? In sentence 1, the word watch is used as a verb. In sentence 2, the same word is used as a noun. Now look at the words given below. Sa, charm, love, worry, dance. Use the above words in your own sentences. Once as a noun and then as a verb. Sa, I saw the man going into the forest. There it's a verb. We cut wood with a saw. There it's a noun. Like that you have to use each and every word once as a noun and the other time as a verb. Like this you have to use them in your own sentences, children. Charm means beauty. Charm means making look something beautiful. Like the dance is a noun, dance can be verb. Worry can be noun, worry can be verb. Love is a noun, love is a verb also. So all these words like it is used there in the case of watch. Okay, children. Use the above words in your own sentences. In the B part, adjectives, the qualifiers are given there. Gopal tied them around her neck with a black string. Black is underlined there. Gopal was proud to possess such a nice calf. Nice is underlined. So the underlined words are qualifiers. They are also called adjectives. Now underline the qualifying words in the following sentences. The elder calf was called Nandini. Elder you have to underline there. Number 2, the sunset was beautiful that day. You have to underline the word beautiful. Sentence number 3, his voice was very loud. Loud is, you have to underline qualifying words. 4th, at last he could see a burning torch approaching him. Burning is the qualifying word there. You have to underline the word burning. Number 5, when it came near, he could see the anxious face of his mother. Anxious is the qualifying word there. You underline that word. Then the D, spelling. Look at the way how some singular numbers are changing into plural number and how their spellings are changed when they become plurals. See that. Calf, calves. Leaf, leaves. Knife, knives. Loaf, loaves. Wife, wives. Hoof, hooves. Life, lives. So, whenever any word ends with either F or FE, when you write plural number, children, you have to change that spelling like that. Calf, you should remove that F and write VES there to form plural number. Very important exercise. Leaf, leaves. Knife, knives. Loaf, loaves. Wife, wives. Hoof, hooves. Life, lives. In the pronunciation, look at the underlined letter in each and every word there. Only one letter is underlined in every word. Tune. What is the sound of U there? U. Under. It's different sound there. Fury. Umbrella. Just. Such. Pure. Return. Cure. Use. Write these above words in 2 groups. Means in which the word U, letter U is pronounced as U. And you form that under one group, and another group you find, you write the words in which the letter U is pronounced as A. Under, umbrella, just, such, return, like this. Okay, children, with that we come to the end of the lesson. Thank you very much.